I'm Trinia Cox, and I'm currently serving as the faith-based coordinator for the Juvenile Welfare Board of Pinellas County, Florida. This is a position that's new to our organization. It was created about 3 years ago, and my major responsibilities include working with the faith-based community towards executing our own strategic plan. And what I mean by that is that the Juvenile Welfare Board focuses on 3 areas: school readiness, school success, and the prevention of child maltreatment. Additionally, we are about safety net services as well, and that's helping families at critical points of time when they are in great need. My position is to work with the faith-based community to help them to understand how important these 3 areas are and how they can make a critical difference in helping families that are struggling. First of all, what we know to be true is that most families go to their church, synagogue, or to their mosque first when they are in difficulties, having difficult times, and many times that immediate support is right there. But as you and I must realize, many of these families need more intervention, okay? They need additional services. And it's my job to educate the faith-based community on what those services are. So we're looking so forward to seeing the Tarpons Women Interfaith Network actually realize its goal by educating women on some of the issues that many of them find themselves traumatized by. Twin is going to be a powerful resource for the females in this community, because when you look at a women's interfaith network, you can realize the power of that synergy, and we can connect based on the fact that we want to see healing take place. So Twin is going to be quite an asset and accomplishment for the P4T Tarpon effort. It's about bringing the public's attention to a great factor, and it's trauma. These are negative experiences, unfortunately, that affect children as well as adults for some time. Many times folks don't realize how the trauma of early years have caused difficulty for them in terms of relationships, educational pursuits, or even their own life goals. And P4T Tarpon is a diverse group, a coalition of community leaders, foundations, hospitals, service providers, faith-based communities have come together to help educate people on the effects of trauma. We've worked very diligently to make certain that everybody understands what trauma is about, and also helping people to understand where they can go for services. And this is where Juvenile Welfare Board has entered again. We actually compiled a booklet with support from the existing committee members to show people where they can go and get help. And then we really made an effort to talk to our service providers to help them create an intake process that really gets to the story, what's really going on. So it's not just a Band-Aid, we're actually talking about getting to the very root of the issue. To issue the food is great, that's a wonderful thing, but they come back. Why is this an ongoing issue? And many times it's unresolved issues pertaining to training, to trauma, and they have not been able to get employed or not gainful employment. So we are very excited about that. Tarpon Springs happens to have one of our neighborhood family centers, and that's one of 8 centers that we fund throughout Pinellas County that hopes to be a one-stop shop for those families that are struggling. In Tarpon Springs is the Citizens Alliance for Progress, and they are a key partner of our P4T Tarpon effort. Trauma-informed care is so important. We're now having to educate our own mental health professionals on looking at trauma reduction and healing as a way of addressing some of the issues that they find themselves facing: the suicide attempts and ideation, the depression, the anxiety that so many families are facing these days. P4T Tarpon looks at every chance to educate the public. So we have information that you'll find in libraries, you'll find them at the public schools, we'll find them at municipalities, just getting folks to understand that trauma is a negative consequence that all of us have, and they've even devised a test that allows you to look at your life and see where you rank. And some people go around saying, I'm a 3, I'm a 9, I'm a 2. Heaven forbid you're a 9, you should be in therapy immediately. But for many of us, they've had to deal with some sexual abuse, or they've witnessed domestic violence. They've been in an environment where there's been negative messages, and so the emotional abuse has been chronic. And those things collectively have a wear and tear on your well-being, your sense of peace. And the trauma that many of us experience many times have not been diagnosed, but folks can recognize it in your behavior, in your daily living. So P4T Tarpon has embraced this initiative for the community to become truly sensitive to trauma, what it can do to families, but also to provide that beacon of hope to say, we have resources that can make a difference. I think when you have people who don't mind going beyond evidence-based programming, that's willing to look at research promising programs, or at the same time take a step out on new ground and do a demonstration, as Peaceful Tarpon has been. It has grown a community as well as engaged the school in a new approach to working with students, but it's all collectively united us to say we're going to have a community where healing is our foremost thought and consideration.